Good morning, Unity of Medina. We are on. As we start this last service of the year, let's affirm together who we are. And please say it with me. We are one in spirit. Here we are, on New Year's Eve 2024. Can you believe it? Well, it's New Year's 2024 because that's what we're going into. And I looked at that and I said, do I want to say 23 or 24? I decided 24. We're stepping into the new year, stepping out of the old year. And it's kind of funny because, you know, here I've been on the last Sunday of the month, and now I get the last Sunday of the year. And what's that tell you about having the last word? I think it's kind of cool myself. It's funny, I like to play with numerology. And I had an introductory numerology class when I was at NSSC, and I was pregnant with Bryn at the time. And the spelling of her name actually came out of that numerology class. It was BRYNNM. So I thought it might be fun to share the numerology of 2024 coming up. And when you think about that, 2024 is an 8-year because you add all the digits together. And in an 8-year, you think about building, doing, and creating. You think of unlocking your personal power. You think of raising down obstacles through will and will alone. You think of persistence and enjoying the fight. This is not a year to dream. This is a year to make magic happen. And I want to repeat that. This is not a year to dream. It's a year to make magic happen. As we await the arrival of 2024, the focus is on time, primarily the passing of time. And the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary says that time signifies the measure of events, and the events are the main thing, and they should always so be recognized. Else the measure of them assumes undue importance. Divisions of time signify degrees of unfoldment. So at this time of year, we commonly review the events of the past year, both individually and as a country and as a global community, celebrating some and grieving some of the others, but knowing that all is in divine order, regardless of what we may think and whether we like it or not. We see lists on top of lists, those we've lost, news events, sports champions, Nobel winners, books, movies, it's endless. For this year, I'd like to offer a prayer that was based on Ecclesiastes 4:3, and that says, in part, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. And the prayer is, Heavenly Father, in this new year, we come before you with a plea for unity and compassion that transcends borders. Break down the walls that divide us and build bridges of understanding and empathy. May we recognize the common thread of humanity that binds us together, fostering a world where love knows no boundaries. And now, through the marvels of technology and digital music, Angie will lead us in the congregational song. So if you all please stand.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in
Very good. Good participation this morning. Welcome again to Unity of Medina. Here at Unity, we affirm our core values of integrity, joy, acceptance, love, and spiritual growth. December is the power of life. Linda will light the red candle. As she's lighting the candle, let us affirm together our affirmation for the month for the power of life. I am filled with life, sweet life. Thank you, Linda. Today's daily word is let go, let God. With a grateful heart, I bid the year farewell. As the year draws to a close, I reflect upon the joyful times as well as the lower points of the past several months. In a prayerful moment of contemplation, I feel gratitude as I accept all of it. I may have laughed and cried, celebrated and grieved, but I made it. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I have met the year's events with faith and have grown resilient. Now it's time for me to let it all go as I prepare to begin again. I take lessons of the past 12 months, that joys and sorrows, and prepare myself for the new year. As I let go and let God, as I spiritually surrender my hopes and dreams and even my fears, I am divinely guided and infinitely blessed. I step boldly and bravely into a year that is mine to love and to the fullest. Today's passage was taken from Psalms 4:5. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. And now Angie will prepare us for meditation. I guess.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight. Glory streams from heaven afar. Heavenly hearts sing hallelujah. Christ within us is born. Christ within us is born.
The following meditation is one that I've used in one form or another for a number of years. As a spirit and human body, sometimes we give short shrift to the human aspects. This is a grounding and filling meditation to connect us with Mother Earth and all her support, and to explore our own physical bodies. I will mention this practice during my talk. So I would invite you now to settle into your chairs and to feel your feet flat on the floor. Take a couple of comfortable breaths in and out, whatever pace is good for you. And let your imagination work with Mother Earth and your body. You may want to feel your feet solid on the ground, and you may want to allow them to grow roots or perhaps light beams, whatever is comfortable for you, to enter into Mother Earth as far as is comfortable to you. You may want to expand like the roots of a pine tree and be on the surface, or you may want to send a taproot down to the center of the earth. Again, whatever is comfortable for you, whatever will connect you to Mother Earth. And with your breath, draw some of Mother Earth's energy up into your feet, into the bones of your feet, and let that wonderful energy move through your skeletal system, which is the energetic basis of the body, into the soft tissue. So let's start with taking that energy up into your legs. And as you move through your legs, listen to your body. Be curious. How do your legs feel? Can they take something from Mother Earth that might make them feel better? Would there be a sound or a color, perhaps a temperature, or a cloud that might make your feet and your legs feel just a touch better than where they are now? It doesn't make any difference what you feel. You don't have to put a name on it. Just be curious. And as you continue to breathe, you can move that energy up into your pelvic area, into the bones of the hips, and let that permeate all of the organs within. And again, just be curious. How do I feel? Do I feel my breakfast? Do I feel a lack of my breakfast? What would I like Mother Earth to give me to feel better at this moment and time? And moving up the body into the trunk, the lungs, the heart, up the spinal cord. Again, through the same process. Breathing in and bringing up the energy of Mother Earth into the physical body. Being curious about how it feels and playing with what might be available for you from her. Do you want the air from her mountains? Do you want the salt water from her seas? Do you want the fire from her volcanoes? What would be best for you in this moment in time? And with the next breath, you can move that energy up your neck and into your head. And again, just be curious. Just be curious. Establish that relationship with Mother Earth. She will give you what you need. She will fill you what you need in this moment of time. So just play with it. What would benefit you most right now from our Earth Mother? Maybe it's a snowflake, or a palm tree, or a wind with the browns. Whatever would make you feel good in this moment. Let that energy of Mother Earth move through the top of your head and invite the energies of the heavens down as well. So both of those energies mix and mingle within your physical body, acknowledging our spirit and our body. We are spirits walking around in a physical body, giving short shrift to neither. Take a couple breaths and slowly come back to this time and space. Feel your feet on the floor. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. This can be such a bittersweet time of year. From Old Lang Syne to Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. You know, I used to know all the performers, but as time rolled by, I am pointedly reminded of its passage. Tonight's Ryan Seacrest show features superstar Ivy Queen, K-pop group New Jeans, and Post Malone. Exactly. At least I've heard of K-pop. There was a group in the Thanksgiving parade, and Post Malone actually was on the Graceland Christmas program. I have no idea who Ivy Queen is. Yeah. And yet I will watch artists I have no idea who they are to count down the ball drop on New Year's Eve on Times Square, because it's a ritual. It's part of a worldwide response to change, the changing of the year. I love watching the new year travel across the globe, you know, as we anticipate its arrival here in Eastern Standard Time. Chandler and I have very good friends in England, and they celebrate 5 hours ahead of us. And it's kind of funny because, you know, when you think about it, it's almost magical. They've stepped into another year, and we're still in 2023. Except when you're on a plane. That's when you really know the difference. But there are 36 different local time zones, and it takes 26 hours for that new year to traverse the globe. At 5 a.m. this morning, the new year entered the first time zone. The last time zone will reach the new year at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thank you, Google. While Ryan Seacrest broadcasts for 5 hours, he certainly doesn't cover the globe. And perhaps we can be happy about that, especially if it's all these people we don't know anymore. Time stops for no one, and it's never more pronounced than on New Year's Eve. It's a time of change, a time of reflection of the past year, of anticipation, of release and renewal, of a time of creating a new year to come. It's the start of us individually and collectively creating change for ourselves and the world. People around the world create rituals around New Year's Eve. In Ireland, it's traditional to bang on the doors and the walls of your house with a special Christmas bread. and that is supposed to drive out bad luck and invite in good spirits. In Johannesburg, South Africa, there's a tradition of throwing old furniture out the window. And that's to symbolize letting go of the past and welcoming the new blessings. And in Spain, folks eat 12 grapes at midnight, 1 grape with each bell stroke, and it's believed to bring good fortune. And that ritual is actually in page 85 of my book, Dragon Dreams. In Unity, we have our burning bowl, and Ann Lepp will lead ours next week. It's a special time of release and renewal and a request for change. I love this quote by Rebecca Sheena. She's a Dominican sister of Mission San Jose. I went to a Dominican college, so I chose it for the title of my talk today. Sheena says, "Things are forever changing, and I have found that in these journeys of transition, when endings are done well, beginnings are much more peaceful. Change is actually a beautiful acronym, a chance to have a new God experience. CHANGE. Change is a given. As spiritual beings in an earthly experience, we are here to learn lessons. Some changes we choose, some changes are thrust upon us. Some are easy, some are less so. My talk today will come from Ellen Davenport's Hell in the Hallway, Light at the Door, How to Move Gracefully Through a Change into Renewed and Abundant Life. There's also a quote that comes with that book, and it is, "When one door opens, another closes, but it can be hell in the hallway." Ellen didn't have an attribution for that quote, but she said her mother used it frequently, and her mother heard it from a speaker at a conference. I knew Ellen from her days as a political reporter. I was in media relations at VA, and she had called with an inquiry, and I responded to that. Later, I heard her at Unity of Fairfax, which was my home church at the time, and I kind of smiled because we had both landed in ministry from very political backgrounds. So I will try my best today to give you a Cliff's Notes version of her excellent book. We do have it here in the Unity Library, and I do highly recommend the book. The hallway is a place we have all been. It's life experiences. It's between jobs, between relationships, during an illness or crisis, or loss of a loved one. It can be when a child leaves home or when a baby is being born. You may even experience several hallways at the same time. Life, as you know it, has ended, and you're not sure what is coming next. A difficult situation like a fight with your spouse or an obstinate 2-year-old or the flu comes to an end. But the hallway is marked by a definite door closing and an unmistakable shift in circumstances. The door can slam shut with a phone call, or it can close slowly with a terminal diagnosis. Sometimes we enter the hallway we choose ourselves. We choose to change jobs, to leave a marriage, to move. Regardless of how the door closes, these hallway experiences are opportunities for spiritual transformation. They are not a test from God. The growth possible in the hallway and the next door you open are up to you and your creative power. You have the ability to call forth divine energy, even in the darkest hallways. You don't have to claim that the hallway is a blessing, but good can always come from them. A dear friend of mine reminded me that when I was sharing thoughts about our upcoming move. "Remember when you were leaving Fairfax," she said? "Look what opened for you in Medina. Don't you think the same thing is going to happen in Grove City?" She nailed it. I remember vividly packing up my spring green 72 Chevelle with just about everything I owned when I moved from Parma Heights to DC. That was my first post-college job. I cried when I hit the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It wasn't easy, but I had a knowing within that it was something that I must do. 33 years later, I was on that same turnpike, heading back to Ohio in the opposite direction, also in tears. I knew it was something I had to do, even though I argued with Spirit about the move. I am not moving back to Ohio. Yes, you are. No, I am not moving back to Ohio. Spirit won. I knew it was right, and I knew it would be hard. And here we are, 19 years later, and I'm being led to move again. Will it be easy? No. But is it right? Yes, without a doubt. Will there be spiritual growth? I don't doubt it for a minute. So when we enter a new year and we start to think about the burning bowl, perhaps looking at doors closing and hallway hell and doors opening might be a way to prepare us for the power in the ritual that we will experience next week. Here are some kernels of wisdom from Ellen Davenport. Some doors need to be closed. Nothing lasts forever. Fear of the unknown can keep you stuck. Risk a journey, though through uncertainty, if you are being called higher. If others object to your decision, they might be reflecting your own fears back to you. Choosing change can take enormous courage, even when it looks like the only option. And whatever you need will be provided. Ellen also describes the inner hallways, questions of meaning, purpose, identity, questions that are difficult to describe. They're common in middle age, and these inner hallways frequently manifest as spiritual dry spells. A door closes on the comfortable way that we view the world, how it works, and our place in it. Even if our previous experience did not include God or spiritual practice, something invisible that nurtured us seems to have vanished. The feeling is confused, hopeless, a little panicky, or at the very least, useless and burned out. Common? Yes. Spiritual growth opportunity? Yes. Time for action? Certainly. Another type of hallway she describes is the endless hallway. Someone in the family is mentally ill, or a child is autistic or developmentally disabled. A spinal cord injury has paralyzed a body, or a brain injury might have paralyzed a life. For the rest of your life, your job is to deal with it every single day. For those in the endless hallway, she says everything, the only doorway out is to be found within you. Not by pretending everything is fine when you want to scream, but by somehow finding peace on more days than not. A shift in consciousness is the only way out. The circumstances of the transition are always secondary to the spiritual work that needs to be done. As you start the spiritual work in the hallway, Ellen advises you to feel your emotions. Sad, mad, hurt, put upon, victimized. Your inner feelings don't need to be justified. They are just feelings. In my experience as a massage therapist with an expertise in cranial sacral therapy, I have seen and heard emotions lodged in tissue release from a physical body. And I've experienced it myself as a client. So I have to put in a plug for good body work if you are in a hallway hell. I also recommend the daily grounding and filling meditation, which we experienced earlier today. There is a quote from Teilhard de Chardin in the book that I'd like to share with you. And if you would listen to this through the perceptual lens of your own life experiences and situations, Perhaps you will find some clues to use at the burning bowl. This is from Desjardins. Above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything to reach an end without delay. We should like to skip the intermediate states. We are impatient on being on the way to something unknown, something new. Yet it is the law of all progress that is made by passing through some stages of instability, and that might take a long time. And yet I think so it is with you. Your ideas mature gradual. Let them grow. Let them shape themselves without undue haste. Do not try to force them as though you could be today what time, and that is to say grace and circumstances acting on your own good will make you tomorrow. Only God can say what this new spirit gradually forming in you will be. Give our Lord the benefit of believing that his hand is leading you, and accept the anxiety of feeling yourself in suspense and incomplete. This is a call for patience if I have ever heard one, and I am guilty as charged. I'll be tossing impatience into that burning bowl next week, along with distrust, instability, and disbelief. Perhaps you might want to do that too. Whatever has happened to you is serving a purpose. The work of the hallway is to meet the spiritual challenges that all life transitions have in common, to move consciously through a period of change, and to milk it for any divine lessons and soul growth that it has to offer. If you learn it the first time around, you're not going to have to see it a second time. And since we are all in this together, let other people support you on your journey. You don't have to do it alone. From a chat with a good friend, to our Unity prayer box, to support groups like those for grieving a death or divorce, support is available to you. Here are some more kernels of wisdom from Davenport. What if this experience is happening for you and not to you? The hallway is not an accident, and you are not a victim. Consider that at the deepest level of your soul, you had a hand in creating this experience. What you're going through now might become part of a magnificent manifestation later. This might be a sad and scary scene in our life, but let the movie keep rolling. Sometimes, in the midst of the hallway, you might wonder where God is in the experience. This is where your own divinity, the Christ within, is being called forward. The way you express spirit in human form will have to be a part of the solution. Prayer and surrender are also keys to work in the hallway. When you let go of what happened in the past and what may happen in the future and experience what is in the present moment, you surrender. I love Ellen Davenport's explanation of life. She says, we live in a paradox, a state in which two things that appear to be opposites are both true. We are indeed creating our experiences or attracting events for specific reasons. At the same time, accepting whatever shows up in our lives is the first step in the spiritual path through the hallway. Accept what has happened, accept the way things are, while also accepting your power and responsibility to design your life from this point forward. Both are true and both are possible, she says. And where would we be without having to forgive? The Greek word forgive means to untie. When I read in her book that you might have to forgive the person or situation that closed a door on your life, and one of the examples was the doctor who missed the early diagnosis, I was gobsmacked. Since my brother's death in October, I have often made the comment that I was too angry to grieve. But a few paragraphs later, I am reminded that anger is part of grief. So I think I'm going to toss anger into that burning bowl so I can continue to move through my hallway. Davenport talks about two kinds of forgiveness, a traditional forgiveness and a metaphysical forgiveness. In the traditional forgiveness, we believe someone has wronged us, but we don't want to hold the feelings or the ill will for the rest of our lives. We let go of the hatred and the disappointment or the anger. In metaphysical forgiveness, we can see what happened to us was perfect for our soul's growth. We learn from the experience of our work through issues that had been with us since childhood or perhaps a past life. We might never call the event good, but we can see its gifts. As a prayer ministry, we would expect a unity minister to speak to the power of prayer, and Hell in the Hallway does not disappoint. But the power of prayer is not only found in churches. Over the past decades, there has been a growing body of research on the power and the effects of prayer. PubMed has pages of citations on prayer research. While we can't say exactly what prayer is or why it works, we humans instinctively seek a conscious connection with a greater power. A beautiful gift in Hell in the Hallway is an offering that Davenport calls dangerous prayers. Why are they dangerous? Because they work. Let me offer these prayers to you. Prayer 1, reveal what needs to be revealed and heal what needs to be healed. Prayer 2, lead me where you need me and speak to me in ways that I cannot possibly misunderstand. Prayer 3, how can I see this differently? Show me the good. Prayer 4, I hold all possibilities. Prayer 5, what a joy it is to be here. And prayer 6, show me my perfect place of service. I've touched on closing doors and Hell in the Hallway. Let's not forget about opening doors. Getting out of the hallway is a joint effort between you and God. And the first step takes place with a shift in your consciousness. The second is discovering what you want and creating the conditions to manifest your desires. You can do this with intention, affirmations, a simple action to accomplish a specific feeling. For instance, if you want to feel attractive, dress up a little, or make a gratitude list, or just clarify your intention. When I was doing my body work and taking classes in massage therapy, we used to call that fake it until you make it. You are a co-creator of your life, but clarity certainly helps manifestation. This is a new year. How about that vision board and a word for the year? You might want to include in your vision board health, relationships, vocation, and money. The work is the same for each of us. Acceptance, surrender, prayer, forgiveness, and then taking responsibility to design our lives from this point forward. knowing that all the help we need from heaven and earth is at our sides. In about 13 hours, we will be entering that new year. We have hope and anticipation for ourselves and the planet. My New Year wish for you is that you gratefully accept the blessings that each day of the upcoming new year has for you, and that you meet its challenges with grace and ease. Happy New Year, and thank you.
Without question or hesitation, a melody is born. It travels back in time to the smell of cinnamon and sounds of a harp. This melody, so nostalgic and familiar, pokes at my heart, as if to say, remember when?
So what happened was that my thing disconnected from the sound system, so it started playing on the streaming, but it wasn't playing in the room. So let me restart that for you. Take two.
Without question or hesitation, a melody is born. It travels back in time to the smell of cinnamon and sounds of a harp. This melody, so nostalgic and familiar, pokes at my heart, as if to say, remember when? Remember when? This aching sound that I once knew so well, embracing old traditions, leaves timeless imprints in my memory. My mind lightly touches them like a soft farewell kiss. I let them be. I let them exist. And if I must, I let them be missed. Today I make room for new laughter, new smiles, and new songs. Today I let go, though letting go doesn't mean they're gone. I'm open so I can grow. I'm open so I can grow. I breathe into this new space and welcome a new love, a new peace, a new hope, a new sound. I wrap up my past and open my tomorrow.
That's beautiful. Okay, I have some announcements. Next Sunday, the first Sunday in 2024, January 7th, Ann Lapp will lead us in the Burning Bowl ceremony. It's a beautiful ceremony, and we hope you all will join us. Next thing is feel free to put your suggestions in the love offering basket today or next Sunday. They will be considered at the board meeting on January 8th. And I'll reiterate, suggestions are an opportunity for volunteer. So,
Are you discouraging them or encouraging?
I'm a little arm twisting there. Anyway, the first semi-annual congregational meeting in 2024 will take place on Sunday, January 14th, after the service. If you care, you'll be there. You know, we have a lot of things we want to present, and we have some real good news, and I like to give good news, so things are looking better. Sandy will now speak to you about celebrating the 10th anniversary of Out Support. It is planned for Saturday, January 20th. Sandy?
Thank you. First of all, I just want to say we had a bit of a pre-New Year's miracle on Friday morning. If you follow such things, our governor vetoed a very difficult law that may have gone into effect had he. So if for any of you who had reached out to the governor to express your thoughts on the matter, I appreciate it. It was a Christmas miracle. So with that, our group Out Support, that I want to make sure that all of you know your energies are felt in all of the meetings that have ever taken place in our Unity. Unity has been the home for Out Support, and if you don't know, Out Support is our local LGBTQ support, education, and advocacy group. So advocacy was a big part of this last year in regard to this law. So I appreciate it. But we thought now we have a really good reason to celebrate. And we've been 10 years in meeting, which is, if you thought back maybe 10, 12 years in Medina, Ohio, that something like this could have happened, an LGBTQ organization that has uplifted the LGBT community and our families who love them. You know, I'm just really proud of the work that everybody involved with Out Support has done, and including all of you here in this room, whether you marched in a July 4th parade with us, made a call on behalf of LGBTQ youth, come to a meeting for your own support needs, you've been a part of the Out Support story. And so, in part, we want to have a celebration to celebrate all of us and our energies. So, Unity of Medina has provided a safe, quiet, and healing space for literally hundreds of families. And I'm not exaggerating. Hundreds of families have come through here and been healed over time with the energies in this room. So we want to celebrate, and we would love our Unity family to celebrate with Out Support. So on Saturday, January 20th, from 6 to 8 p.m., out at the Blair Center in Westfield Center, we're going to have just a fun evening of dinner and dancing. It's not a fundraiser. It's just come and enjoy and be a part of the evening and have a great time. The event you can find on Eventbrite. I think it might be in our website. I don't know, or our email. The newsletter are on Wednesday, but you can also just go to Eventbrite and put in Out Support Celebration, and it should pop up. We also wanted to make sure that you're familiar, you're welcome to use the discount code, which is Rockstar in all caps. That'll bring the cost for the evening way down. We've had some wonderful sponsorships come through, so we're really happy about that, and that should cover the cost of anybody who has, you know, we want everybody to come and not have concerns about the costs of it. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to check in with me. The last date for sales will be January 12th, just so keep that kind of in mind. And if you have any questions, please come see me afterwards, and everybody's welcome. So thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Where am I? Oh, okay. After the service on Sunday, January 21st, Reverend Candace Glave will facilitate the next book study. Reverend Robert Bromet's Living Originally. The study is anticipated to last 5 weeks and will be held immediately after the service on a love offering basis. If you're interested in attending an online version on Wednesday evenings, please email Unity, our email address. And now, Linda will lead us in our blessing one another and any guest.
There's been some back and forth on that. Do we have anybody here for the first time? Doesn't look like it. Okay, we are one in spirit. Let's bless each other. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you. Thank you for being here. Okay. And as we prepare for our offertory, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are grateful.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
We are one in spirit, and we are grateful for each gift and each giver of time, talent, and treasure. Without the support of each of you, we wouldn't have a Unity of Medina. We are grateful for our board, which administers the funds in the highest light to provide for our spiritual home. We are one in spirit. Therefore, what you request in prayer, we all request in prayer. We are grateful for each person who trusts us with that request from their hearts. We know that the prayer team will hold that request for you every Wednesday, and at the end of the month, the prayers will go to Unity Village, where they will be held for another month. We thank you, God, for honoring and granting each request in the highest and best way possible for each person. And for our world, we are one in spirit. We affirm that in 2024, the words of Ecclesiastes manifest. May unity and compassion transcend borders, break down walls that divide us, and build bridges of understanding and empathy. May we foster a world where love knows no boundaries. And may that love extend to all creation. And so it is. And it is time for our circle.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
And our prayer for protection.